Hey everyone, welcome to Trailbreaker. Today I'm going to show you how to get your derailleur shifting like brand new. All right, before I get into this, I know that 96% of you watching this right now are not subscribed to my channel. And if you've watched more than one of my videos and you like it, then go ahead, click on the little guy right down here in the circle, jump in a bike, click on it, and that'll take you to my channel. Check it out. If you like it, go ahead and hit subscribe, or if you want right now, just go to the red rectangle and click subscribe and click the notifications bell so you'll find out what's coming up next. I'd appreciate it. Before we start turning barrel adjusters or turning limit screws, the first two things you should always check if you're starting to shift poorly on the trail is 1, check to make sure your axle bolt is tight, and 2, make sure that the bolt that holds the derailleur to the derailleur hanger hasn't loosened up. So if you just crashed and now it's starting to shift badly, it's probably a bent derailleur hanger. On the trail, you can pretty much stand behind it, line up your eyeballs to see, and you can tell if it's obviously bent. And what you can do is very, very carefully go ahead and start to kind of see if you can kind of tweak it back to sort of straight in order to get you home. So the only time you should have to go through the entire process that I'm going to show you now is if you're replacing a broken derailleur or you're upgrading to a better one. My last ride, the spring in my clutch broke, so it doesn't maintain any tension on the chain, so I'm replacing it with a brand new Sram NX 11 speed. But the process is exactly the same whether you got 10, 11, or 12 speeds. So anytime you're going to go ahead and replace a derailleur, it's a great idea to go ahead and replace the cable and the housing at the same time. The derailleur is installed, but I haven't connected the cable yet and the chain's not installed. But right now I'm going to go ahead and just ballpark the limit screws, which you've heard a lot about. The low limit screw adjusts how far the derailleur can travel toward the big cog, and the high limit screw adjusts how far it can go out. And the inside one adjusts the high, and the outside one adjusts the low. So you can already tell that with no tension on this, that this needs to line up with the smallest cog, or maybe just be a little bit outside. So I'm just going to go ahead and adjust this until it's kind of eyeballed. So you want this pulley to be just a tiny bit outside of that cog. Now we'll go ahead and adjust the low limit, and all I'll do is I'll push it in, and I can see that it's too far, so I'm going to go ahead and just back it out a little bit. So right there, that's a ballpark. Now that I've got those kind of set, I'll lightly tighten up the cable screw. All right, now it's time to go ahead and check the cable tension and see how the indexing is. I'm going to shift it up just a couple gears. All right, it was a little bit sluggish, so I'm going to go ahead and dial out the cable adjustment just a couple clicks counterclockwise. See, it's trying to go up. So I'll give another 2 clicks counterclockwise. That's about as close as we can get it right now. I think we have one last adjustment to make, and that is the B tension screw, which is the chain gap adjustment. And that's the adjustment of the gap between this pulley and the cogs. Right now, I think it's a little bit large, and what that is, it's gonna make the shifting a little bit sluggish, and once we get that dialed in, it should be perfect. To check this, shift into the second lowest gear, and you want to see a 3mm gap between the teeth of this pulley and the largest cog. And right now, that's quite a bit more than that. So I'm going to adjust this down. To about there, and now we'll try it again. Yep, that was it. So now we can go ahead and just recheck our limit screws again and see if I can pull this out anymore. And it doesn't want to come off that way. And then go all the way to your easiest gear. And then while pressing the shifter, see if you can force it off the top. And it's not. That's pretty good. So the good news is, now that these are set, we'll probably never have to touch the chain gap or the limit screws unless we change the derailleur again. Now, on the next ride I go on, I'll most likely have to do some barrel adjustments as the cable settles into the ferrules and the cable housing, but this is pretty much where I want it to be. 90% of the adjustments you're going to make once it's initially set up are going to be barrel adjustments, just to make sure that it's indexing properly. If it's not skipping up to bigger cogs, you need to increase the tension by going counterclockwise. If it is having a hard time getting back down the cog to the harder gears, you've got too much tension, so you need to go ahead and turn it clockwise just a couple notches. If I missed something and you have any other suggestions for us, please leave it in the comment section down below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you're like me and refuse to act your age, go ahead and subscribe. Thanks for watching.